The Flame Central podcast is on the road. We didn't
barely.
go very far.
It's like barely. It's like
More
200
like
yards
down
from
the
our
road.
office. Yeah,
Down,
right.
just
the road.
across campus.
Yeah.
We're in the indoor practice facility for football. We have a great interview coming your way with Aaron Finemore. Yes, he did win one of the Liberty football pie eating contests. I think it was the 4th annual.
I think you're right.
So we'll obviously talk to him about that.
Have to.
Maybe some of the changes around Liberty football. What
Have you
this
had anybody
offense.
puke during a pie eating contest?
Surprisingly, no.
Really?
I don't think so.
Which just tells me they aren't fully
They're not fully
committed.
committed.
No. Who won last year?
The German.
The German, and he's gone. So
Yeah,
I
he
guess
left.
technically Aaron is
Germans
The
always
reigning.
win
the
those.
reigning champ.
He dominated. It was
I mean, he probably could have eaten 2.
it was the most impressive thing I've ever seen.
Did
And
you watch Joey Chestnut hit the hot dogs on July the
missed
4th?
I
it this
can't
year.
watch
Oh
that.
my gosh, it's
He's
incredible.
what an athlete.
Yeah, I can't watch that.
I mean,
That's just
I
so
don't know
nasty.
how.
What gets me is the dunking of the buns. That's the most disgusting part for me.
I mean,
So who wants to eat
A soggy
wet that
bun?
you, like,
Who
ugh.
wants to eat like 50 hot dogs, period, in one
he
sitting?
ate 70 some hot dogs. And he's
70?
so
Ugh.
some say it's more dominant than the Tiger Slam. That's
Yeah,
what
no,
they're
I
calling
think
my
so.
gosh.
He's might be the greatest athlete of our generation.
I know a lot of you are worried. I will still be on maternity leave for the Liberty Pie Eating Contest
not
this
that
year.
worried, but it's okay.
However, I will take one for the team. I'll be back. I'll
Hey,
be back to
well, I'm glad you brought that
help
up.
shoot and edit the
I've been meaning to
pie eating
ask you about
contest.
this, and I like to just do this on the air live and have these
I
conversations.
can't wait to hear this.
Oh,
What are
boy.
we going to do about the Flames Fantasy League? Are we going to be able to do a draft before you leave?
We
and then,
have
and then
to.
have someone else like manage your team?
Stop. I can manage.
No. I got a great idea.
Like,
I got a great idea. Let's do a labor draft.
Like
Like
from the
while-
hospital?
Yes,
All season in labor?
We'll get Jason.
What's that?
We'll get
What's that?
Jason to
What'd you say?
FaceTime it in.
Yeah, I couldn't quite
And
make that out.
yeah, FaceTime.
Yeah.
And you do it in
Okay, we
between
have a lot coming in.
contractions.
You'd be like,
We-
you still need a defensive player. Yeah.
Just pick me somebody.
Yeah.
We will iron out all of those details. Hopefully, we're picking those teams before
We gotta figure
I
that
go
out.
on maternity leave.
Yeah, we gotta figure
We
that
do
out.
need to look in August because
Yes.
that first game is what, August 30th?
Yeah, end of August.
End
yeah.
of August. So we'll be picking our teams hopefully by mid-August. We got to figure out who's on this team. Aaron Finemore hopefully can help us
Lot of
figure
new
out
faces.
So many new faces.
Oh, man, we're so close to football season. That's
can
what
feel
it's
it.
all about. This is when the Flames Central podcast
Yes.
heats
Really
up,
heats
We're at, our,
baby.
we're at our best.
Whoa, pump the brakes. Joe's going to the beach for the next week, so we're
That
not
is
we're still in
That's true.
summer vacation mode, so don't worry. Speaking
Joe's
of,
being
This
attacked by
fly
a
is
fly
getting-
right now.
here I got
What
it.
is what is going on? What's your what kind of aftershave?
I mean, in fact, yeah, it smells like beautiful aftershave. It's,
I know.
it's the Old Spice at it again.
Joe's all dressed
High
up
karate.
this week. Hey, we have a lot coming your way, like I mentioned, the Aaron Finemore interview, but also Taylon Peter is tearing it up
He is.
in Summer League. Some of his stats in the first game against the Cavs. And what I like the most about these two games is the amount that he's played.
Yeah.
28 minutes in that first game. He was 4 for 5 from the field, 8 points, 2 steals. In that second game against the Thunder, 23 minutes, 6 for 10, 3 from 7 from downtown for 15
Nice.
points.
Yeah, he has led them in plus minus in both games. Led
Yeah.
the team in that. He had 3 assists in that most recent game as well. Yeah, shooting 10 for 15 from the field in 2 games. So he's been,
That's pretty
we talk
decent.
about the efficiency he had when he was here at Liberty. A big reason they liked him so much.
Bingo.
He's showcasing that so far. In Summer League, they play again tonight, so Monday night, 6 o'clock against the Bulls. That one on ESPNU or ESPN Plus, so check it out.
You know who he's doing a lot better than?
Who's that?
Cooper Flag. Cooper
I haven't
Flag.
Well,
kept
he
up
had a
with
big
him.
second game, didn't he?
Did he?
Yeah,
I watched the first one.
They
I'm
already
like, he
shut him
stunk.
down.
They shut Bronny shut him down.
I mean, it's Summer League, so you can't look too much into it. It's still great for
Anytime a
Taylon to be
Dookie
performing.
fails, it makes me happy.
I know, we know.
One
respect
game
that.
at a time.
Yeah, you respect that.
Okay, well, following that news, since he's such a big Tar Heel fan, UNC outfielder, former Liberty outfielder, Kane
Yes, I
Kepley,
saw that.
drafted
Yes.
in the second round, 56 overall. We actually did a Flame Central feature on
did.
him if you want to check that out. But just such a cool story. I'm so happy for Kane. I mean, obviously, Scott Jackson took him from us last year, so
Yeah, we don't need
we'll
to talk
still
about that.
won't forgive him for that. But just such a cool
Still a
story. Wasn't
Flame,
really
yeah.
drafted or wasn't really recruited.
No, this was
out
his
of
one
high school.
Division I. Well,
Yeah.
he was a walk-on at Liberty,
Yeah.
and then had to earn a
Whoa,
scholarship.
whoa, he's a walk
He
He
was
was
a
a
walk-on.
walk-on at Liberty.
Got on the field his freshman year, about midway through, kind of moved in the starting role and never looked back. I mean, he's 5'8", so he had that working against him. But to go in the second round where he did just tells you how much they think of him. And he is. He's a really good defensive player. Really good
on the bases.
approach at the plate, good on base percentage. And, I'm excited to see what he does in the Cubs uniform.
I think he might have even led the ACC in steals, or he was close.
Yeah.
I can't.
Second
I can't
team all
remember.
ACC.
That's what they call a diamond in the rough.
Yeah.
Right there.
Oh, yeah. And staying on the diamond, Keller Bradford is joining the Flames coaching staff as the new pitching coach. He is coming from Southern Miss. He coached a couple All-Americans there, so excited to have him here on the mountain.
His dad, I think it was Chad Bradford, longtime Major League Baseball pitcher as well. So he's been around the game a long time.
Look at Matt Warner. Matt Warner knows everything
We'll
about
get him on the
baseball
podcast.
guy.
We'll get him on the
Baseball
podcast
guy.
here at some point.
We do.
Yeah.
We do need to get him on the podcast.
Are we staying on baseball right now?
We can stay on
Do you have
baseball.
something else?
Do we want to?
Oh,
I was
no,
going to save it for the
save
outro.
that.
Save it?
Yeah,
For
save that.
Jack Warner.
It's not worth
Yes.
No, it's not
We're
worth
gonna
it.
It's
talk
not
about-
worth.
It's not A-block material.
It's A
Oh,
block.
come
A block
on.
material in my mind.
Jack, don't
Okay.
listen to your
It's
dad.
that time of the year too. It's that the Little League World
That's
Series
true,
getting ready
it's
to
coming.
crank up.
Hey, can I,
We'll
before we get
save
to
it.
that, though, can we get to some big news in Conference USA coming down
Yes.
today?
Give it.
Brett McMurphy was the first one I saw report it that the Sun Belt has approved Louisiana Tech joining next season. So they will be
That's
leaving Conference
2026?
USA
Yeah, that's
2026,
crazy.
joining the Sun Belt. And in that same report, he says that Conference USA is going to stand pat, is what he's hearing, at 10 teams for next
Okay.
season. So we'll see how that all shakes out. Remember, UTEP is also leaving
Yep.
after this season as well. So could be going from 12 down to 10.
Joe, curious on your reaction to
Yeah.
that and what that means for Liberty moving forward. Do you think Ian McCaw and this university needs to do whatever it can to move into a different conference?
I mean, honestly, I think 100%. I mean, I think as you look at Louisiana Tech, that's a good program, and so them leaving, and then the bottom line is this: you're going to see this, especially as the shakeout with NIL happens, and it's starting to get some foundation to it a little bit now. It's not as wild west as it was before with the settlement. And so I think you're going to start seeing some maneuvering amongst a lot of different even the big conferences. I think the ACC is going to see some movement in there with teams. I think Conference USA, what's going to happen with them? And then the big question is, okay, how can Liberty maneuver itself to put itself? Because, everybody knows what Liberty's trying to do. They look around us. I mean, they want to compete with the big dogs at the highest level, and that was the ultimate vision. And so Ian McCaw behind the scenes has got to be thinking, okay, what positions do we need, what maneuvers do we need to make in order to put ourselves in as they have in the past, continue to bump up conference to conference in order to one day play with the big dogs.
What do you think? Where do you think Liberty would go next?
I mean,
if you had to put your money on it.
I don't
I mean,
know.
we're not a gambling group
Right?
here.
No,
Not
I don't.
at all,
I don't know. I don't know what the next logical step is. Obviously, football is the driver behind everything. The American seems like
Dot
one
would
that.
disagree.
Right. But it drives these
I'm
decisions.
kidding. Yeah,
The
I'm
American
kidding.
seems like something. Sunbelt, obviously, we've had Liberty history with that conference in the past. It's never worked out, so I don't know that that's a real possibility.
I mean, the American is.
So, but
that's
yeah,
that
bottom
would be
line
the
is,
conference.
Here's what I
yes.
said. What I've said though, like going back to last year and everything, like because we hear this all the time from fans. Fans are constantly sending us mailbag questions about this. Bottom line is, dominate where you are,
Right.
Yeah.
and that will help those doors open. You have all these great
Moment.
facilities. We have that already in place. But if you continue to dominate and you win conference championships, that continues to show people that you're ready to take that next step as well. So take care of what is in front of you first.
And that's why football is so, this season especially,
Yeah.
and football is so important because the Coach Chadwell set the bar so high in that first year with the Fiesta Bowl appearance at the high. Everybody got a taste of what that's like. And then last year, in his defense, it's like, whoa, hey guys, pump the brakes here a little bit. Like, it can't be like this every year. And so last year was considered a pretty significant pullback, obviously, from that first year. And so now with all the shakedowns that are going to happen, and I think the ultimate is if Liberty can dominate Conference USA in football this year, basketball obviously trended way up, and then a lot of the other sports, but there's going to be shakedowns, and I'm not saying this is going to happen now, but there's going to be shakedowns in the ACC over the next couple of years, and that's going to cause some major ripples. And so now you get into a whole nother conversation that we don't have time for right now on the direction that Liberty could eventually go.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there was talks
which
and
I never would have
about-
thought of.
Yeah, there were discussions about Western Kentucky leaving Conference USA too.
They were
so,
rumored to be a candidate with Louisiana Tech as well. So yeah,
it's just wild how.
and
how
then who even
everything's
knows
all
what
moving
college
around.
football looks like
Correct.
in the next
Right.
decade? As if does it break off and it's
Correct.
its own thing, and then suddenly you're like, why don't we just go back to being geographically,
Correct.
what makes sense, and
Right.
it could all shake up. So yeah, there's a lot that could.
But I mean, when you start looking at ACC teams, you think of Virginia has a fantastic overall sports brand. They're obviously in football they've been down some, but basketball program, other sport, and academically they're so Virginia, North Carolina, Clemson. You start going just down some of these schools that the Big Ten and the SEC want, and if something actually goes down with that, then what happens to the ACC?
It's wild.
And you look around and you say just what you said, geography. Does that make,
I haven't been able to talk this episode
exactly.
either. You're good,
that
Joe.
makes it makes sense.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that all shakes out. Men's basketball conference schedule was released. We'll touch on that a little bit in our outro after this interview with Aaron, and then we have some great mailbag questions.
We do.
We actually
Do it.
didn't give Joe a heads up on them, so
Every
maybe
time
We
you
never
want
do
to
that
smile,
at
you
some
make me
point.
wanna turn the back. Mailbag.
But first,
Coming up.
let's go to this conversation with Aaron. The man of the hour, a first-time guest on the Flame Central
He's
podcast.
first-timer.
First-timer, Aaron Finemore. First, we're just coming out firing with questions. Who is the Flames quarterback this year?
I'm just here to block for the man, whoever they decide is the best fit for the job.
This
Come
is our
on.
media
This is
training at
where-
work right
Yeah.
now.
I know.
That
This is where-
was exactly
Yeah.
what you said.
We needed breaking news, Aaron, and you're not starting this off. Now we've lost all of our listeners.
Sorry,
Aaron,
sorry to disappoint.
I asked him earlier, and he couldn't even name them.
No,
he was
we-
like,
we-
I don't even know who I'm snapping to.
No, we got a good group of guys. Whoever does end up getting that job is going to do well, and our job is to protect him, make sure he's playing the best he can, and put him in the best position to be successful.
Aaron, I know that you're on offensive lineman, obviously, and they don't get a lot of credit, right? You guys are just in the trenches. You got your hand in the dirt, right? You're making things happen. But now that you've been on the Flame Central podcast, I'm just telling you, I just prepare you now. It's going to be hard to walk across campus.
Your life's about to change.
Your life's about to change. You're going to stop for a lot of autographs. It's going to be hard to get across campus. You're going to be like Brylan Green famous over there, and that's tough to
That's
beat.
pretty
Oh,
famous
gosh.
place to be. I might have to cut the hair off. If you
I
get
know
it.
the
No,
hair.
no,
You got
the
a
hair.
The
mullet.
glasses with the disguise on it.
Oh yeah, you got the business in the front, party in the back
Oh,
look
yeah.
going
Yeah,
on.
business, and that's exactly what I tell
Is
the
this
tell
the entire
person to cut my
O-line
hair.
or just you?
It's me. We got a couple other guys with some long hair. I think we probably got 3 or 4 official mullets.
Okay.
And everybody else has just
Nice.
got long hair, but you play the
love it.
part at the offensive line position. You get away with it. Big uglies for a reason.
No.
Short up top, hot and sexy in the back.
Yeah.
That's what he
Come
said.
on.
Come on now.
Yeah.
Now, Aaron, I would go back to last year, start of the year. People talking about you playing center and what that was going to look like and all. And one of the coaches, I don't need to say who,
I know where he's going.
he said, Aaron's great. He's a stud. We love him. He's like, there is one issue with how much he sweats. He's like, there are some times where the quarterback ends up getting the ball, and it's like, what? Did we just dunk this thing? How have you had to manage that? How do we work around that?
There's an NIL deal brewing in here somewhere,
there could be
right?
like maybe
Like
gold
a-
bond or
Gold
something.
bond or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
I don't know. You gotta. For me, it's all. I'm like walking around like this, keeping my hand away
That's right.
from my body, and then somebody's like high five. I'm like,
Yeah.
elbow.
Yeah.
But no, you gotta rotate towels. That's
that the
that's
key?
Yeah, you could walk out there. It's like getting ready to officiate a flag football
Yeah,
game or
yeah.
something.
Yeah.
Got all my towels and my
Fresh towels.
whatever. Yeah, so that's the big thing. And the quarterbacks are like, dude, what you got?
They're
gotta
high
quit
maintenance. You
setting.
can
I'm
say
like,
it. They're high
like, dude, I'm
maintenance.
a
Yeah.
fat
Just play-
guy.
just
Come on,
play
now.
the
Cut me
game.
some
Gosh,
slack.
Aaron,
Right.
get
Man
yourself-
can't control his own sweat.
Right.
Yeah,
Everything's
dude,
not
I- I
perfect.
start-
Gotta
Gotta get
live a
worked
little
out.
bit.
I start sweating
Jeez.
during warm-ups, boys. Like, come on now.
Maybe they're not working. Maybe that's what it comes down
That's
to.
the
They don't know what a working man deals with.
Man, no, you never know.
I'm
They
just-
work hard.
I'm just gonna throw this out there. I feel like I know nothing about this team. I feel like there's so many new faces. What can you tell us about this team, this offense, this offensive line especially?
I can say this is a whole team that we get after it.
Yeah.
We work hard. We have fun. Like this morning, we started off before practice with a rap battle between CJ Bazille and Bryce Dixon. So that was
Okay.
exciting. So
Was it?
Who won?
Did anyone win?
I think it was CJ. I
Really?
think that was what we declared as the winner. But this group works hard. They enjoy each other. They enjoy being around each other. At the end of the day, when it's time to work, it's time to work, and when it's time to have fun and enjoy your teammates, they're doing that. You got guys that are hanging out with other position groups. They're not just staying in their room. They're bouncing around to different guys on the team and hanging out. I think that's the big thing right now is how connected are we as a team, and that's what Coach Chadwell and Coach Scott has challenged us with was how connected can we be, because that's what wins you football games. It's not X's and O's. And I remember my first year here, Coach Scott had a quote: "You can't scheme brotherhood."
Yeah.
And so that's something that that wins you football games. It's not the X's and O's that helps and the execution of details, but why am I fighting for the guy beside me? What gets him going? And I think that's the big thing this year is the connectivity between the team is in a good place, and we're going into camp and it's only getting stronger.
Well, and that has to be even more important at your position, like the offensive line, right? It's like you've got to be connected. What
Yes,
do
sir.
you do to try to make sure that takes place, that you're pulling those guys in, especially if they are new to the program?
Yeah, offensive line, I'll say this. We hang out and eat a lot. That's
No.
I feel like
normally
I
what
want to
happens.
go back. I want to go back and be an offensive lineman. That sounds like
it's
a
fun.
dream.
No, it's fun. It's a good time. Yeah, no, offensive line, like you're hiding in the shadows. So that's the big thing with us is you got to. Your job is to block for the running back or block for the quarterback. You start to play, and if you don't have an offensive line, you're just out there play and catch. And our room takes pride in that. And Coach Dirk challenges us every day to get better at something, practice like a pro, get better at something every day. And I think the bond that we have in that group is something that's at an all-time high right now. We're really close, hang out, mess with each other, coach each other up. So that's big in the offensive line.
And then you got Billy Dirk leading.
You got Billy Dirk.
I mean, I miss him.
And what do you see from yourself now that you have a year under your belt here? What do you see from yourself, and Coach Durkin would say about you as like, where have you seen yourself improve from spring ball and through this off-season training?
I think the big thing, me and Coach Dirk talked about at the end of the semester last year before we came back for the summer was, the studying of film. You go into a situation where, I was number 2 on the depth chart, so I always had to be prepared and watch film. But now it's all right. Now you're going into a role where you've already played. Now it's how can you get better at slowing the game down? When you see something, you're already making that call just quicker and quicker and getting more efficient. That's the big thing I think Coach Dirk has challenged me with was watching film and breaking down film like someone who started before, like a pro, and seeing little details across the field so we can get the calls quicker and make sure we're a step ahead and we're in the right place.
Have you seen that happen for you? Think obviously you got to go into camp here still, but through spring ball, have you seen it happen not just for yourself, but as an O-line with a bunch of different faces where things, I know that term you use, slowing down, like what a difference that makes. Do you see that happening?
Yes, sir. Yeah, and it helps when you got guys that are returning like Jack Tucker, Harry Hayes, who've played football, and DJ Geth that have been in the system before, and they know what we're doing. So you still got some guys that you've played before. You got a couple guys that come in that are new, high school kids, portal guys that all right, we got to teach and slow the game down for them to how the group plays. But I'll say that when you're playing with a group of guys that you're that close together, like you're spending a lot of time doing this film breakdown together, and most of the time there's a couple guys in there, so we're all seeing the same thing, and it helps. Like when you're seeing certain looks, it's like all right, they're trying to bait you into something, or they want you to not see that. So it helps, and I think I'm starting to see it slow down, especially with this summer. The OTAs that we've been doing and the spring ball, it's starting to slow down. I'm getting a little bit more efficient at it.
You mentioned teaching other players, some of the younger guys. When we've talked to some of the coaches, the leader of the group, your name gets brought up multiple times. Is that something that comes natural to you? Do you feel almost like you need to step into that leadership role? Are you like an Xavier Gadlin type of leader where you're yelling? Ah! What type of leader have you been for this
pretty
group?
good.
That's
Thank
how
you.
that's how Emily acts.
Yeah,
around
that-
the
I
office.
mean,
That was pretty
I'm
good.
catching up to Gadlin's exercise here. What? That's
He
not
did have
enough.
that. He had that front porch going on there. You know what I mean? He did have that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think leadership. You've got.
Yeah, where do you go from that?
Yeah, wow.
And back to
Bring it
leadership.
back.
So
Back
how
to
are you feeling
leadership.
about your leadership
That was
skills
back
right
in
now?
here. Yeah.
I think as a leader, you got to what you're asking people to do, you've got to be able to do it yourself. You can't ask a guy, hey, look, this is how we do things, and then you're not taking the initiative to do it yourself. But I think, you know, when young guys come in, I remember when I came in and I was going 100 miles an hour. I didn't know what was going on. And I remember, you know, X and Brendan Schlittler and stuff like that. They took me in under their wing and slowed it down. Harry Hayes is still in the room. And all right, look, this is how you got to prepare. This is what we're doing. This is, you know, they took it in and slow it down for me. So I think, you know, that's one thing we've been successful with in the past is like you taking young guys in and you're teaching them how to do things. So I think that's how you grow as a team. And, you know, those young guys that come in and you're showing them. And, you know, I'm intense. You can ask some of the guys. I'm get pretty fired up sometimes. So, you know.
Fired up like mean?
Yeah,
sometimes
he's
it
probably
gets
a little
a
mean.
little
He's
mean.
mean.
Yeah, okay.
Like
So
mean. He's an
we're
offensive
we're
lineman.
working
We're doing
on
on that, yeah. We're working on that, and you know that's something like you're working on. You got
Sounds a lot like
leadership.
Matt Warner.
Yeah.
Your leadership, you got to change with certain guys. You guys react to different things better, and this and that. So that's one thing I'm working on and trying to get better at. But you know you can't do something. You can't ask a guy to do something if you can't do it yourself. If you're not doing it yourself, so that's the big thing. And I remember when I came in as a freshman, it's like, all right, I had these older guys that were really good football players, played a lot of football, that took me in. So in order to get the room to be able to trust each other and know what we're all doing and the assignment, you've got to do that because that's how you grow leadership and success is, you know, you keep moving it on and you keep finding ways to get better and help those guys that are, whether they're high school kids and their eyes are this big around and they're don't know what's going on, or portal guys who have played in different systems and stuff like that. And all right, this is what we're doing. So, you know, it's fun. We got a good group, but yeah, that's kind of how that's going.
Yeah.
So you said that you guys, so at leadership, you guys try to eat a lot together, right?
Yes,
and when
sir.
you eat, that brings a smile to your face.
Yes, it does.
Do you find yourself really having to lead in the buffet line, like how to do? Hey guys, this is how you do a proper buffet right here.
No, we've got.
It comes pretty natural.
It comes
There's
natural for
multiple
that group.
trips
Yeah,
to the buffet line. Like you can.
Yeah, it depends. Do you want to like? It's kind of like Thanksgiving. Like
Yeah.
you're gonna go through. You got to get a. I feel like for me, you got to get a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
You got to try a little bit of everything.
Do you do gravy over the entire plate? Or?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
guilty of that. I think that's just.
We have a lot in common.
That's just how you. That's just proper. I was raised
With
right.
our eating
alignment part.
habits.
Yeah, I was raised
Yeah.
right in that aspect.
This
but-
isn't a baby, people.
Yeah, but when the offensive line goes, you know, you got to get a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
And then it's like, all right, that was good. And then everybody there's a
Right.
group discussion.
Oh, okay, so you
on
talk
what-
it
yeah,
through.
Yeah. That was
Well,
pretty good. That, you know,
It's
that
like
could've
football.
been
It's a game of adjustments.
Yeah.
Right? You
Yeah.
try a little thing. Maybe
Yeah.
you're feeling it out that first
Yeah.
drive.
Yeah,
And you're
yeah.
like, this worked better than I
Yeah.
thought.
Oh
This
my
didn't. And then you
gosh.
adjust.
100%.
Yeah.
It's just like
Yeah.
football.
So then on the second plate, that's when you go to like your go-to plays, right? And you really load up
Yeah,
at that
usually
point.
like
yeah,
mashed
your
potatoes,
your
like
second to third plate are
mac
normally
and
like,
cheese.
all right, it's
Yeah.
serious. I'm filling up. I'm eating as much as I
That's
can.
like
right now.
you were giving it to Quentin Cooley in the late
Yeah,
third,
that's
early
3
fourth
yards in a
quarter,
cloud
where
of
it's like,
dust,
all right,
you
now
know
we're
what I
just
mean?
3
now we're
yards
just
and a
leaning
cloud
on
of
it.
dust.
We know
Cloud of
what's
dust.
working. Let's
Yeah.
just lean on them a little bit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
Go with what got you here.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
I
That,
love
And then your superstar's dessert.
oh, and then you superstar.
Ah.
Those are the playmakers.
A good dessert is
Yeah,
key
yeah.
to a great meal,
Yes.
in my opinion.
Yes.
Speaking of dessert, the pie eating contest will continue, like we said, in 2025. We're going to put you on the spot. Will you accept a spot in this year's competition? Because you were beat last year, but Marius left us, so technically you're the defending
They're
champ.
saying no Germans allowed this year.
Yeah. It's all American.
It's an all-American. It's an all-American contest.
Yeah, I accept the spot.
Oh,
Thank you.
wow.
Core
Breaking
value number
news.
1 is to compete.
Yeah.
Breaking
Yeah,
news.
let's
That's
do it.
good.
So you're gonna have to get with me on like
Yeah.
who's other good competition
I think
for
we
you.
just got
always
to go a
gotta
bunch
get, like,
of
a
wide
skinny
bodies.
guy.
Yeah, go wide body.
Gotta go
wide.
I don't want to watch. I
The
watched
skinny,
last year, some
we've
skinny
tried the skinny guys.
Don't
They have
try
been
the
a
skinny
letdown every
They,
time.
They're a
they have
letdown.
been a letdown.
Unless we can
every
find
single year.
if we can find a skinny guy that can house some food,
Yeah.
then
We have
that's
to put them through
different.
some tryouts.
Might have to bring Joey Chestnut
Yeah.
on campus.
Yeah,
I know
that
that
would be
Chapel
electric.
has had him
Yeah, they have a
in
relationship.
some
We-
post
that
celebrations.
could get pretty sporty.
Hey, one more question for me. Everyone wants to know quarterback, right? That's what they talk about. You have a lot of young, talented guys in that running back room. What have you seen just from being around that group a little bit? Because there's not a lot of familiar faces. Vaughn Blue obviously being a big one, but a lot of new faces as well that are young and bring some big numbers from the high school ranks and that sort of thing. What have you seen out of that group?
That group's they're hardcore. They like to run the ball. They're not afraid to run over people's faces. If they got to run around a guy, they can do that. But that group is a fun group to watch. I think Von Blue, we've seen him play, and he's a good football player. Caden Williams, I think, will be another one that's that guy gets after it.
Yeah.
He's hardcore. Run the ball. I like the way he runs the football.
Isn't Juju in that room now too?
Juju is in that room, so he's your quick guy. He runs faster than all the offensive linemen, which is no secret.
No.
But he can move.
Shocker.
He's got some wheels. Malachi, he's from Georgia. He's not far from where I grew up, and he's got freaking tree trunk legs.
Yeah.
So as a young guy, that's a pretty good asset to have. That room does a really good job of knowing their job and playing at a high level. They're good dudes in that room, and they like to get after it.
That's going to be fun to watch.
So is this going to be your third fall camp at Liberty?
Yes, ma'am, it is.
Okay,
Yep.
What is the secret to surviving fall camp? I cannot believe we're just a couple weeks away. What's the secret to surviving?
Hydrating and baby powder.
Yeah.
See, there's the goal.
See?
Goes back to
All
the goal.
That's a sweaty.
All right, Johnson and Johnson, we need an NIL deal for your boy here.
That's what I'm
Hydrate,
talking
eat, and baby powder.
about. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, Aaron, thank you so much for your time. Guys,
Thank
you got
y'all.
anything
And
else?
on that note, M's about to get started in the baby powder game here before too long herself. Different reasons, but yeah.
All right. Well, thanks so much for joining us, Aaron.
Thank
We'll
y'all.
see you at I think it's the 6th annual pie eating contest just before Thanksgiving. So be sure to circle back and check that out. Thanks for your time, Aaron.
Thank y'all.
You have to love Aaron Finemore. Great addition to this Flames buffet here
When
at
you
the
think
training
offensive
table.
lineman, he kind
It's a
of
perfect fit.
fits that stereotype, right? A guy that just loves the brutality of it.
To eat.
He loves to eat. He loves hanging with
Mullet.
the boys. He's got the mullet. Like that is what you want in an offensive
Sweaty.
lineman. Sweaty guy.
He's sweaty.
He's
I'm glad
sweaty.
he's gotten that. He's figured out
Yeah,
that
I mean-
issue
Yeah,
of
no,
sweating on.
that's all. There's nothing better than the OLine.
Yeah.
I love him.
Those were always my guys in college. I always hung out with
Hasn't
the
Joe
O-line.
said that
Yes.
about every position group?
No, I have not.
Those are my guys.
Joe's a man of the people.
I am a man of the people for the
Of the people,
people,
yeah.
and locker room favorite. Yeah, but yeah, no, I love the O-line.
Yeah.
I mean, they are the best guys to hang out with. No doubt.
I do love the other thing that Aaron said was how connected this team is. It's not just each position group hanging out with each other. They're going and there's it's not room by room. Everybody's
We've heard that
a
a lot.
family.
We've
Yeah.
heard that a lot from multiple guys.
Yeah.
Like going back to even spring ball, like that's been a point of emphasis with this team. So that tells you a lot about maybe last year compared to this year and how those guys that have stuck around have seen how important that is and are making a point of focusing on that this season.
And I think that's a big part of the balance of running a football program now, because you look at Coach Chadwell and his successes, and you talk to the people of his staff, and it was always like everybody has their different sort of MO, right? Like, what do we want to be? And a lot of teams talk about connectivity and team culture and all that stuff, but they really don't have it because it's a good talking point. I think that within Coach Chadwell's success as a football coach, as he's worked his way through, that culture and connectivity has been such a big part of who he is. And look at his staff. I mean, look at me, guys. Like, guys aren't bouncing off from next job to next job. His staff sticks together. And so that connectivity part, I think, like you said, may have been missing somewhat last year.
Yeah.
So he's really, really making an emphasis to pull that back and be like, hey, guys, let's get, even though you got to play the transfer, you got to play the portal game, you got to do all those things, but let's get back to our roots on who we are and how we can most be connected as a football team. And that's the language that you're hearing, the speech that you're hearing from these players.
Aaron said it best. You can't scheme brotherhood, and you know that's just going to create chemistry on the field. Maybe that's something that we need here on the Flame Central podcast.
We've got good
Do we-
brotherhood.
I think we got pretty good chemistry.
Brother,
Yeah.
sisterhood.
Yeah. And we make fun of you enough.
Look,
Being part of that.
look at Joe looking out into the clouds.
It's
Like, I think we got it. Okay, so
Really like
men's
Emily a
basketball
lot.
conference schedule released. Have you had a chance to look at this?
Yes.
Do you care? Is it too soon to talk?
Wait, you're talking
Hoops.
basketball
Hold on.
conference schedule?
Okay, can I tell you the only
I mean, is there something that stands out? We got to cover breaking news.
Can I tell you
Okay,
the
it's
only
breaking
thing the only thing that I didn't love about it is that because of how like the academic calendar is and this schedule, like You start conference play. Your first home conference game, Kennesaw State. I mean,
Who's
going back to the history of last year and what took place.
That's a
It's
rivalry.
January 2nd. There'll be no students here. Same with the 4th against
man.
Jacksonville State. No
Well, those
students.
are two good teams.
So those are two teams you have history with that are both going to be here.
Man.
You're not going to have students for those games. So we're going to need the other fans to step up.
Yeah.
For those games. That was the first thing that caught my eye. I was like, oh man, you always start looking at when will. So that was something that caught my eye. Outside of that, nothing too crazy. You don't
Were
play
there any
everybody.
major changes?
You
like,
don't
with
play
coaches?
everybody twice. So that's the only
Where's
thing
the
because
trip at
And
this
no
year?
UTEP, right?
no, UTEP's still here this year.
Oh,
This
they
is
are.
UTEP
Okay.
last
Sorry,
year.
guys.
Where's
Jumping
the
gun a
trip at? They going like the Bahamas or something like that?
Yeah,
Or
they are doing
No, Orlando.
Oh, yes,
Orlando?
Orlando
Thanksgiving.
ESPN tournament.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
The
Yeah,
Well, it's
they're
like
holding
the
on
Disney
con
World.
schedule.
The
No
Disney
one
World
goes
thing.
to Disney for Thanksgiving,
Yeah.
so Flames
The whole
Nation,
non-con
go.
schedule we're still waiting on.
Yeah,
But
no
yeah.
one goes to- yeah.
So go ahead and go support the Flames in Orlando at Disney. No, so I know it's early,
Right.
but just got to cover it, see what stands
Oh, yeah.
out about that conference schedule.
I've seen a
Mailbag.
couple of practices.
Oh yeah,
So
I'm
what?
not gonna
Matt
say-
gets a secret invite
saw
to
what?
the
I
practices.
I saw a couple of practices.
Oh, practice. Yeah.
I'm not. Coach McKay would not like me to say anything, so I'm not going to say anything other
Say
than
something, Matt.
I feel really good. I
You
feel
like
really
what you
good about
saw.
this team.
Oh yeah.
You like what you
I
saw?
like what I saw.
Oh yeah.
I think there's a lot of good that can come this season.
And we've had a lot of basketball talk on the Flame Central podcast this summer.
Yeah.
So let's continue it with our first mailbag question
Oh.
because I am trying to get some support to have this all-star game.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not happening.
Of the former alumni.
Matt's like,
It does
"It's not
not
happening."
look like it's happening in 2025.
I talked to Coach
What-
McKay about it.
What did he say?
He was like, he doesn't think it will work with current players and the other guys with the way that their schedules are and what the NCAA allows.
Negative
He does
Nancy.
think you could potentially get to a point where you could have just an full alumni game. So
Yeah.
it's
That-
all
I'm
alumni.
Yeah,
not
there you go.
against that.
Yeah. So we would just need to work on
That'd
that.
actually be
Okay.
good.
Probably throwing it together in like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
That was ambitious.
That is
We
like
might
my
have-
MO, though.
Yeah,
That's what I do with
true.
everything.
That's true. But maybe it's something we can work on for next year. Okay, we do have
Joe,
some mailbag
support me.
questions. Joe,
Come
Mailbag.
On,
Mailbag.
Mortgage.
Mailbag.
Support the alumni
Yeah.
game.
Steven, he actually had 2 questions. I want to touch on both. His first, talking about the alumni game, he said, who would be our starting 5 alums, basketball alums, if we were to do that game? Do you want me to go first and you guys play off it? Okay. So I'm only doing from guys when I've been here.
Same.
So I'm not
same.
going back. You could say your Peter Alumas, your Julius Nwosus, your Matt
I don't know those
Hildebrands,
Yeah.
those guys. I'm going just since I've been here. So I'm going at the point guard position, Lavelle Cabell. Love me some Lavelle Cabell. Self-proclaimed most underrated player in Liberty history. I might agree. At the 2 guard, you'd say, oh, well, Darius McGee. Love Darius. I'm going Taylor Peter.
Oh my gosh!
I'm changing it up.
sending this to
And-
Darius
and
McGee.
I love
what
Darius.
a traitor!
You know what else
Wow.
I thought long and hard about?
Wow.
I thought long and hard about Elijah Cuffey there. If you had Cuffey and Cabell
Cuffey
in
on
their
defense,
prime,
too.
that would be the best defensive guard combination we've ever seen. So I go Cabell, Peter, Caleb Holmesley. Love me some Caleb Holmesley. Kyle Rode. So I'm not going super big here. So I'm going Holmesley, Rode, and then Scotty James rounding out my starting 5.
Okay.
So that's where I'm going.
Wow.
Okay. I'm going to do.
Who would you change there or keep?
So I think I'm going to do
Darius.
and then I'm going to have Caleb at the 2,
Okay.
and then I'm going to have. Oh no! Oh, you go,
See,
Joe.
it's hard.
This is tough
'Cause
because
you're-
it's really that like 2-3 position that you're.
Peter Illuminator.
Okay, yeah, take it way back.
Yeah, take it way back.
Peter
Gosh.
Illuminator. Matt Hildebrand.
Okay, let's go.
Those dudes were. Those dudes
Studs.
were absolute studs. Caleb Holmesley.
Yeah.
Darius McGee. And well, I went big on the inside. I was gonna
Yeah.
say I like Big Baxter.
Mile Baxter Bell?
I like
That's
Big
all
I
right.
love Baxter Bell. That's what I'm
Absolutely.
like.
Throw him in
maybe
there.
I
so-
like Big
Yeah.
Baxter Bell.
Yeah.
That dude was a
Yeah,
baller.
He was awesome.
Yeah.
And it's
He's
like
awesome.
you just don't want to contend with him.
Yes.
Like, will
Right.
somebody just stop this guy?
I'm just
Yeah.
like torn
Yeah,
between him and
I'm going
Scotty
with
in
that.
my
I'm
5.
going with that.
Great. We didn't even mention Georgie Pacheco. Like, that's another guy you could throw in there at the point.
Pacheco was
Yeah.
fantastic.
I think I like your Elijah Cuffey. I don't
Cuffey's
know.
not
Am I
on
going?
that.
Am I going more like offense with the Talon Peter, and then you do Darius?
We didn't even
Kalen,
mention
Caleb.
Caden Matheny. Like, Matheny's a guy
I
you could throw in
know.
there.
Well, he's not an alumni.
Oh, that's right. We're just talking alums. You're right.
Nobody could stop the Illuminator.
No, he's a beast.
He was an
Okay.
absolute
I guess I just don't
beast.
have like a 4. So I don't know. I guess Kyle Road.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I meant.
Because then I'm still getting my 3s.
Yeah.
from-
Okay.
Okay. So we did that.
Sorry,
So now
that-
we take it next level.
It's hard for me to make
Yeah,
decisions.
I know. We know this.
Do you have
Steven-
troubles making decisions?
Steven also
Ask me if I have
asked-
trouble making decisions.
I
Ask
don't-
me. Ask
Do
me.
you have trouble making decisions?
Yes and no.
I don't
Yeah,
even
he's
go
done
down
that bit
the
before.
cereal aisle. Everyone knows this.
All right, go.
All right. The next question was, because this is Mount Rushmore season.
Oh, wow.
Gosh, this
If
is
you could
so
pick a
hard.
Mount Rushmore of Liberty Hall of Famers, who would they be? So 4 Hall of Famers. I'll give you my list, and you can play off of it. My Mount Rushmore of Liberty Hall of Famers: Sid Bream, got to.
Yeah, you
Stud.
got Sid's on it.
Chip Smith.
I was going to do Chip Smith.
He's like the face
I
of
was
Liberty
gonna do
athletics
Chip
in the
Smith.
early
Let's
days.
become best
Football,
friends.
baseball.
If it wasn't Chip Smith, this place may not exist.
Right. I think it was first touchdown and first base hit, I want to say, in Liberty history. Sam Chalanga. How do you not have a track athlete? Track's probably the most successful program the school's ever had.
Yeah.
And then, just because I don't want Emily being like, oh, it's just like the Yacht Pickleball League. Where are the women?
Yeah, whatever.
Rachel Roop.
I went Katie Feenstra Matera.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Lead
Okay.
Liberty to a Sweet 16 on the women's basketball side. So I went with Katie Feenstra.
Is Elena Kisilova in the Liberty?
She is. She's,
Yeah.
I think, all-time leading scorer.
Yeah,
I
is she in
believe.
the Hall of Fame?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you what.
believe so.
If when you go into like what took Liberty on the run from
Yeah.
women's basketball, Elena Kisilova and that
Kisileva. I think, yeah.
Kisileva,
You were-
sorry,
yeah,
it's
you're
all
right.
Lova. It's
Yeah,
all
whatever.
tomato,
Yeah,
tomato.
yeah.
Uh,
Depends on which part
potato,
of
potato.
Yeah, your dialect.
Yeah, it depends what part of the country
right,
you're in,
yeah.
which side of Yugoslavia you're on, or where, I
Yeah.
can't remember where she's from. But anyways, she took that run with that very first team that made it to the NCAA tournament, and then they went on a ridiculous run
From
right there.
Moscow, Russia.
From Moscow, Russia. Yes.
I'm not as good at this because I haven't.
Okay, I'm giving Sid Bream,
Yeah.
Chip Smith were my 2 lock.
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw in. It doesn't just have to be an athlete, right?
Oh, no.
Sam Ratigliano.
Yes, absolutely.
Sam Ratigliano has got. I mean, he brought
He's in there.
more notary to Liberty athletics than anybody.
Yeah, that's a great one.
And then
Eric Green.
Eric Green was just really good football player.
Yeah, I mean, it's only first-round draft
He's
pick.
the only first-round draft. I mean, yeah. I mean, it's a first-round draft pick in the
Yeah.
NFL.
Yeah.
That's a great call, Emily. I'm
Yeah.
gonna go with Eric Green is solid.
Yeah.
Is there one more?
I need Rachel
four.
Roop in there.
Rachel-
Because
well,
I-
she's
Ruth's
not a Hall of
even.
Famer
She's still
yet.
playing.
Oh, this is only
The
Hall of Fame.
Famers. Yeah.
Oh, see, I'm gonna have to sit this one out
Yeah, that's fine.
because I'm not as.
There's not many Hall of Famers from your.
Well, you
that
gotta
have
put
gone in
Jerry
yet.
Falwell Sr. on
Right.
there.
I'm
Right,
gonna
he's in
say
there.
this name just so because I know I'll clip it to him to watch.
We're just
Steve
car-
Kearns.
Oh, yeah.
We're
Yeah,
just
My boy
carving
Steve Kearns.
out.
No, Steve Kearns. He's not in the Hall of Fame.
I don't think he's in the
It's
Hall.
my buddy.
We're
Yeah,
carving
he's
out
Chaplin,
more
CFL.
of the.
Yeah.
Chaplin.
CFL. Yeah.
Speaking of CFL, can I make
Yes.
the transition to our
Wait,
next
we're
question?
carving out more of the mountain. I think we just listed
Yeah.
like 8
Yeah.
It's like
people.
12 people
Big,
in the
big.
mouth.
So our last question, speaking of the CFL,
Yeah.
Robert sent in, and he said, since there's so many mentions of the CFL, was
Yeah.
the way he said it, and there's another one.
Yeah.
Joe, what rule change from Canada would you incorporate into American football?
Oh,
if you had
what
the
a great
opportunity?
question. I've
That
had
is
this.
a really good.
I've had
question.
this.
Send him a mug.
I've had this discussion multiple times with people, but I mean, like, well, there's really 2. One's
Okay.
simple. The other one's is after a field goal is kicked.
Yeah.
The team who's then receiving the ball has the option to take the ball. The field's longer. It's 110 yards
Yeah.
long. The team who's receiving the ball has the option either to get it kicked off to them or they can get it at the 35-yard line. And most teams just take it 35. That way, you kick the field goal, you spot the ball, and you go.
Okay.
It shortens the game down. Instead of, we got to kick the field goal.
Another TV
We got to run the
break. Yeah.
kicking team back on. We got to kick the
Yeah.
ball through the end
Yeah.
zone,
Yeah.
and then we go. If you want to get it kicked to you, you can have it kicked to you.
Yeah.
But the biggest one that I would say, which would increase the excitement of the American game a lot, and as in Canada they do this, is the no fair catch rule,
Oh.
and you have to give the receiving returner a 5-yard area,
Cushion or something.
5-yard cushion for him to catch the ball.
But you gotta
But
go.
you always have a play.
Yes.
Right? Who gives you the right to be able to say, I don't like this play, therefore I'm just going to stop the
Yeah.
play myself,
Yeah.
right? And you catch the ball. If you
Yeah.
guys run down, they know it protects the player because you can't go down there and be right as he catches, light him up.
Yeah.
You have to give him a 5-yard halo in order, and then if the ball bounces all the way down, you still have to give 5 yards. Eventually, he's got to pick that ball up, and then a play.
I like
made.
that.
So,
I would like that rule.
So I think that would be a great rule.
I thought you would go with the
change.
receiver running head start, but
The receiver running does open it up some, but that would be too drastic.
yeah.
For,
No,
like,
I like the
they
no fair
would,
catch.
but the
That's
no
good.
fair catch, and it protects the players. Like you won't have these massive collisions where a guy catches it
Yeah.
and gets run over.
Yeah.
And you always have a play.
Oh yeah.
There's
I like
always
that.
a play. The ball could bounce down to the 3-yard line.
You got
Right?
it.
That dude's got to pick it up.
Yeah.
And you got to play.
I like it.
Yeah.
Cool. Thanks for sending in those questions. That
Yeah,
was
those
really
were good.
good.
Those were
Those
good.
are really good. You can be a part of the show, flamecentral@liberty.edu. Got to send some mugs out.
Yeah, I
Gotta
sent out a
send
couple
some-
last week.
Get some mugs.
Yeah,
Get
we'll
some
send out
mugs
a couple
out.
more.
Oh, by the way, my nephew sent me a picture of him on his balcony having a little
Mug.
coffee.
I did him one.
Out of
yeah,
the Flame
good.
Central
Glad
mug.
it made it there.
So Matt Yock, I hope you're enjoying Well, he
Good.
is. He's
Yeah.
enjoying his coffee.
Good.
I
Good.
love it.
Good.
I love it. Well, thanks so much for listening
Yeah.
and watching. Remember the switch up with Flame Central. If you haven't heard, we're not on the TV affiliates anymore. You can subscribe to Liberty Flames YouTube channel, and you'll get alerted when that show
Absolutely.
hits. I think we're going to switch it up
In August, starting in August, the show will come out every Thursday.
every Thursday.
Oh,
So you're
nice.
getting it a day early.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll have a Yacht Talk segment.
Let's do it, baby.
Let's,
The
you
people,
know.
we're just giving the people what they want.
Give the
They
people
want more
what
Yak,
they
we're
want.
just giving it to them.
Before we
Yeah.
go though, Jack Warner, congratulations.
Oh, yeah.
You're
Don't
going to
forget.
state.
Who's
Going-
going to state?
Later
Who's
this week.
going to
Yeah,
state?
Yeah.
Somebody decorate the van.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, what do they do?
Santa,
Like shoe,
decorate the van.
What-
We're going to States.
Yeah.
what is it, like shoe cleaner or shoe
Yeah, you just put
polish
it on there. We're going
with the
to
white?
States.
Like when somebody gets married, you do that?
Yeah.
After,
States
after
are
our
boss.
wedding, the first place we went was a gas station, so I could scrub all that
Yeah,
off of the
that's so
car.
Matt
Matt
White.
I'm like,
That
this is
is
not
so
drying
Matt
on the
Such a
window,
Debbie
and we
Downer.
come
I
back
know.
from our honeymoon, and this is just dried on there. We're not dealing.
Oh
No,
my
we're
as,
dealing with it right now.
as he's scrubbing it off, Santa's going, who did I marry?
I know. That's
did-
when she knew.
Why did I marry this
Yeah,
guy?
yeah. It took about 30 minutes.
It took
yeah.
about 30 minutes. She went, darn it.
Gas station.
Right at the gas station. No, exciting for Bryce Shields, who
Yeah.
Alcoa
Good-
worker, Andrew
good
Shields'
group of
son.
kids from here in
Jack Moore, all
Lynchburg,
kinds of good
Forest
kids,
area.
and
So,
heading
we'll
up
see
to
how it goes.
Northern Virginia.
That's right. We're going to Fredericksburg area.
Fredericksburg
so
area?
later this weekend. We'll see
That's
how
so
it goes.
exciting.
That's gonna
Best
be
of
fun.
luck
We'll
to those
report
kids.
back.
That's
We'll
gonna be
report
fun
back.
with the kids.
Yeah, maybe we'll do a live shot
Yeah.
for the show this
Yeah,
week.
there you go.
You know, you
of
remember,
Matt.
I don't know if I ever told this story before on Flame Central podcast.
Oh boy.
You remember Des Rice, the running
Yes.
back here at Liberty?
Great running
right?
back.
So
LCA guy.
LCA guy. So I
Yeah.
grew up, Des was, ever since he was this.
He's still that tall.
He's still that.
Just
You know, I'm going to send that to him. He won't be happy about that. So when Des was a little guy, I used to go watch him play baseball.
Yeah.
Right? Like Little League Baseball. The same thing you're doing.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
And so Des was so quick. Right? He was so quick. He would get on first, once he got on first
Yeah.
base, right? He would purposely put himself into a pickle.
Yeah.
Right? Because they couldn't tag him. And the sooner or later, he knew the kid would drop the ball.
Yeah.
Right? And so he used to pickle himself all the way around the bases, all the way home. It was fantastic to watch.
Yeah. That sounds
Joe,
entertaining. Yeah.
It was fantastic.
We don't have any of those guys.
Yeah, they're not.
Yeah. We
Des
don't- yeah.
was lightning quick.
Yeah.
I wish that I had
Unbelievable.
memory like Joe
great.
has.
Those are
Like,
great
how do
stories.
you remember those little
Yeah,
details
man.
like that? Oh, the pickle
They
kid.
did get beat by the McDonald's team, though. I do remember
really?
that. Yeah,
Oh, wow.
McDonald's took that.
Again, thanks so much for listening and watching. Be a part of the show.
It's the Flame.
Flames.
It's the Central. It's a podcast. Sorry, Mike.
It is, and he's very excited. His mild training still hasn't happened in this heat. You know that. For Joe and Matt, I'm Emily. We'll see you right back here next week.